Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Analysis and Assessment. NVIDIA is still trading around 173 level. In this video, we will evaluate if NVIDIA can make some correction from this point or can it go further up. Now let's get started. You see NVIDIA stock price movement on Friday. You can notice that there was no clear direction for Nvidia, so lots of fluctuation ups and down. So if no further positive news for Nvidia comes up in next few days, there is a possibility that Nvidia might make some correction from this point. Now let's take a look technical chart to see that if the Fibonacci levels also tells the same story, that Nvidia might make some correction. Let's take a look. On your screen, you see Nvidia 180-day hourly interval chart. The lowest point in last 180 days, Nvidia made 84.04, and the highest point Nvidia touched was 174.29. So one thing you can notice, after touching 142 level, Nvidia started going up with a sharp pace. So it hardly made any correction from 620 through 725. There was a little correction here and there, but not much, right? So this tells that yes, there is some room for Nvidia to make some correction. And you can also take a look. You see here, Nvidia touched 165 sometime last week, and after that it started going up further. So 165 could be a good support point for Nvidia. So meaning that in next few days or week, if no further good news regarding Nvidia comes up, then there is a possibility that Nvidia can come down to 165 level. But overall, the long-term trend for Nvidia is bullish. So do not get misguided if Nvidia goes down. So if Nvidia goes down, we can think of it's making some correction. So if you take a look MACD at this point, MACD is slightly above zero level. That tells that no strong momentum on Nvidia at this point. So Nvidia is trying to get some clear direction, but in last day or two, it could not get any positive or negative momentum that can take Nvidia further up or further down. And if you take a look forward P, as you see on your screen, NVIDIA forward P at this point is at 40.44. On 7/18, NVIDIA forward P was 40.19. So in last 7 or 8 days, NVIDIA is trending around 40 forward P. So it did not go further high. And regarding the cumulative percentage change for this quarter, NVIDIA at this point is up about 22.6% from the previous earnings report. In the last quarter, NVIDIA went up about 17.2%. One quarter prior, NVIDIA was up about 3.2% only, and that could be an outlier due to different circumstances that I already mentioned in my previous videos. Q3 2024, the max point NVIDIA touched was 20.74% up, and Q2 2024, NVIDIA went up about 36%, and Q1 is about 38%. In this quarter, NVIDIA is up about 22.6%. So looking at the historical, it tells that NVIDIA has more room to go further up before the next earnings call. So from here to the next earnings call, yes, Nvidia has more room to go further up, but at the same time, Nvidia should be making some correction during that time. And that would be a good buy point for those people who missed the Nvidia momentum in last few weeks. And regarding the earnings call for next week, there are some earnings that can impact Nvidia positively or negatively. For example, Meta and Microsoft. So if the capex spending for Meta and also Microsoft goes up, and they mention in the earnings call for 2026 capex spending also going up, then that's a positive news for Nvidia. But if they mention that for 2025, no further increase in the capex spending, and also for 2026, if the capex spending is lower than 2025, then that's not a good news for Nvidia. So capex spending numbers that they mention in the call is very important for Nvidia, similar to what Google mentioned in the earnings call, and that positively impact Nvidia. And also after that, we have some earnings coming for AMD also, but not next week, the following week, and that's also important. And also, the economic calendar for next week is very, very important, not just for Nvidia, but also for the overall market, because there are some critical events that gonna happen next week. For example, on Wednesday, FOMC meeting is gonna happen, and they're gonna decide on the interest rate cut. In my opinion, they're not gonna do any interest rate cut, but their tone and Mr. J. Paul conference would be very important. If Mr. J. Paul indirectly mentions that, okay, in next month or two, the rate cut may be coming, that would be a positive news for the market. And also, Thursday, we have the PC index data coming that shows if the inflation is going further up or flat. And Friday, we have some employment report as well. So, all these 3 days next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, are very important, and we might see some fluctuations in the overall market. So, be very careful. But at the same time, it can give us a good buy or sell opportunity for Nvidia. And regarding the maximum price for Nvidia that it can touch before the next earnings, I'm still keeping it around 182. So, in my opinion, with the current fundamentals, Nvidia should not break 182 level before the next earnings. But much will depend on the FOMC conference meeting this week, and also some other earnings call that gonna happen this week and the following week. So that's all about my analysis and assessment regarding NVIDIA. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.